My advice for up and coming producers is do not take advice from people on the internet. So my approach to production has, I would say I've tried to simplify all aspects of it as much as possible. Like just like really focus in on the first 2 or 3 hours of the song. Like when making the song, like really try to pull out all the emotion that's there and like really try to like, yeah, make the song come alive there. Cause like if the song doesn't feel good after those first couple of hours, like there's no amount of production fireworks or like trickery that can make it come alive, I think. Like the spark has to be there. Obviously, like finishing productions takes a lot of time, and like there needs to be like finesse, and like there's an art to that part of it as well. But I think I've come to realize that like if the song is good, like you can get away with so much less production, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, so it's really about trying to get out of the way of the song and like trying to make sure that the emotion of the song just comes through all the time. And it's even like in the process of like writing the song, like I try not to like bring in all the like big beats and like big drums, and like I just try to like write the best song possible on a guitar or on a piano, and then like get the vocal in as early as possible so that the emotion's there. And then only after that you should start worrying about kick drums and like frequencies and all that, because like the listener does not care about your kick drum, I can guarantee you that. Unless it's like a very specific type of EDM, like they won't care about the kick drum. So yeah, try to like, it's almost like trying to have less of an ego as a producer. Like the producer, I don't think, in most cases, I don't think the producer should have any ego at all. Like the producer is there in service of the artist and the song, and like nothing else matters as long as like whatever you do improves those two, like the song and the presents the artist in the best possible way. But yeah, if whatever you're doing is not in service of the song, the finished record, if you're just switching out kick drums at 3 a.m., like that's probably not gonna make the record any better. So and I know this because I've done it so many times that and it's never worked. So that's kind of what's changed for me, is like less tinkering and more feeling. For me, software and all these tools, plugins, they're all secondary. Like they're just a means to an end, and the end is the song and the record. And the means, they're nice to have, but like they're kind of the paintbrush. And like obviously like you need to know how to use the paintbrush, but that alone is not important. What's important is the actual artwork, like what's on the canvas. So yeah, I obviously like I love trying out new plugins and stuff for inspiration, and like sometimes you get a new plugin and there's a sound that like instantly inspires a whole beat, and like that's amazing. But also like it can also lead to this like analysis paralysis, where you're just like inundated with hundreds of presets and like these things to try out, and then like our hunter-gatherer brain can't make that many decisions. Like you're just like so I try to like, even though I have like way too many plugins, like I have hundreds, probably more than 1,000 at this point, but they don't really make the music any better. Like what actually makes the music better is like more interesting music, and like that doesn't come out of plugins. That comes out of like being in the studio and like playing instruments and like working with writers and like working with artists. And like a plugin is not gonna make things come out of an artist's mouth or like make me play better. They might make it more interesting, like if I'm playing through like some interesting pedals or an interesting plugin. Like it might inspire me to do something different, but like that's not the main goal. The main goal is just like, yeah, just trying to channel emotions, and I don't think software has emotions. So I think collaboration is really what makes me want to do this. It's just like, especially on the like working for like, yeah, other artists, working as a songwriter and producer, like it's the collaboration part of it is just like really what motivates me and like makes it fun. And in a lot of ways, it's really what you need these days. It's like just, it's very rare for modern songs to only be written by and produced by one person. Usually it's always a team effort. And I really like that. It's just like so inspiring to me, like to meet new people and like hear what they have to say, both like literally and also musically, and like then define my place and my relationship to what like their world, and like to, and a lot of the most inspiring moments for me are like when I get thrown into a world that I don't fully understand, but then I get to like explore that world and like bring my sensibilities to it. And like I worked with this Mexican American, I think he was 19 years old, Danny Lux, and like he plays this beautiful like sort of regional Mexican kind of music, which I, being from Finland, like I'd never really come across it. But then when we worked together, like he was showing me all these beautiful, traditional Mexican melodies and chords, and it's just like the music was coming from a deep place within him, and like to be able to like hear that and then bring my own sensibilities to it, and like, oh, what if we did that but brought in some like, I don't know, we ended up doing this like weird 70s style thing where I played sitar and like there were like live drums and like this real interesting mixture of things that also he would have never come up with by himself, but I definitely could have never come up with any of the music that we made that day. So yeah, that's really the key to all of this to me. It's just like those unexpected influences coming together and making something new and unique. The advice that I would give is to not listen to the advice that's given to you on the internet. Like I think a lot of the times whenever somebody gives you an advice, like any kind of advice, like you should always cut 400 hertz on the drum bus, or like you should always boost 10K on a vocal, like, or like when they show a project and they're like, I did this because this, the thing that you might take away from it is like, you should always do this, but like, whenever somebody gives you a tip or a trick or whatever, like they're only giving you half of it. They give you what they did, but they can't possibly give you the why they did it. And like getting to know yourself and getting to know your own taste and like getting to know when to do these things. Like there's just like, you can't really learn that from the internet. There's this quote about like, if more information was the answer, we'd all be billionaires with six-pack abs. So if more information was the answer, like we'd all be making incredible hit records all the time. But like more information is not the answer. Like more hours actually making music and more hours actually spent in the studio is the answer. And like more hours like finding what it is that you like and what it is that feels special to you about making music. That's like way more important. So like, yeah, my advice would be like, try to feel more in the studio, try to go back to like how you were listening to music as a kid, like what actually like makes you jump out of your seat and what actually makes you want to move, or like what actually like makes you feel things. And I think that's something that's very easy to lose in the modern like ecosystem of music making, because you can't really like make a product out of that. You can't really sell like feeling, as I mean, like the way you can sell plugins, the way you can sell samples, the way you can sell presets. Like, you can sell all these things to people, but you can't, like, there's nothing to sell if you tell people that, like, you should, like, feel more and be more, like, present in the moment, and, like, I don't know. So I think, yeah, I think that's something that's been lost, and I hope, like, it's taken me a lot of time, and I'm still, like, working on it every day to, like, be able to, like, turn off my engineer thinking brain in the studio and be more focused on, like, what is actually, like, what the music is actually making me feel. And it's something that we have when we're just fans of music, and then when we start making it and what we're making is not that good, then we start to, like, over-intellectualize it and, like, try to come up with solutions. And it's hard, like, and it never ends, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to work on, and I think that's what people should try to work on. You can find my music wherever you listen to music. I just search for Lenno, and I have sample packs on Splice and my own website. Just search for lennomusic or Lenno and Splice. My name is Lenno, and this is Behind the Hits.